Hi guys, and welcome to episode number 13 of the $500 to $10,000 trading challenge. In the last episode you could see that I over-risked slightly on the account and that we took 3 and even 4 big losses in a row, unfortunately. I showed everything transparently like I always do, and you could also see that at the end of the video that we were running a Fed.ai trade and that we were also entering in limit orders for Fetch to add to the current long position, for Phantom to build a brand new long position, and also for Near Protocol to build a potential swing long position as well. And right now guys, as we can see on the screen right here, is that the 2 add-on orders for Fetch.ai both got hit overnight. Now important is to currently see a sign of strength over here from Fetch with our new invalidation being beneath this low. Now if this scenario does play out after we have now filled our limit long orders and potentially do run higher, then we massively compound profits along the way up for Fetch.ai on this swing long trade. But if we do get stopped out, then we lose a little bit more than we would have with the original position, since we tightened the stop loss on that original position already. But I think it's worth the risk. I right now hope that we do see some sign of strength on the 1 hourly time frame. We are potentially trying after a local bearish liquidity sweep that we can see over here, I mean a bullish liquidity sweep. We need to shift structure to the upside over here on the 1 hourly time frame. If we can shift structure over here on the 1 hourly time frame and reclaim the 200 EMA and the 100 EMA on the 1 hourly time frame, then I think Fetch.ai looks very solid to potentially run to the first take profit target around $2.74. Also we can see that the first entry for Phantom got hit as well. As I explained in the last video guys, we have this beautiful range over here and it is currently retesting that range low area and trying to hold on to that range low area as support. Right now also for Phantom guys, it's important that Phantom is going to break this local downtrend that we see over here, right? Forming lower lows and lower highs, forming lower lows and lower highs. Important is to right now flip the 1 hour EMAs, the 1 hour 100 EMA and the 2 hour EMAs, and preferably guys also start opening and closing candles above this high over here with our 2 and our 4 candle closes. In that case we also reclaim very important EMAs on the 2 hourly time frame, and if we look at the 4 hourly time frame we can see that in that case we will also be reclaiming the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA on the 4 hourly time frame. Now if we manage to give us that sign of strength over here for Phantom, so open and close candles above this high that brought us to this low, then I also might be looking to add another long position on the pullback for Phantom. But obviously that is still quite far away. Now let's first see if Phantom is not going to continue down lower and if it is even possible to give us some sign of strength on the 1 hourly time frame. And the trade idea that I shared on Near Protocol during the last episode is also slowly but surely starting to align quite clean over here. Near is, as you can see, correcting slightly and it might be able to fill our first and maybe even second limit order, but nothing much to report yet. In the meantime I will keep scanning for new setups, but for now guys we have 2 trades running and limit orders ready for a 3rd trade. I think that's enough risk, especially considering the fact that during the last episode we took quite a big loss, and I'm first looking to recover that loss before I'm willing to risk another position. Guys, a quick little update. While the market is correcting further, as we can see, our Fed trade is currently underwater as well after hitting our add-on orders. After a good bounce, our Phantom trade, as we can see over here, is now underwater as well, but it's close to hitting the 3rd entry, which hopefully will provide a bounce as well, and which hopefully will set in play a potential 2nd deviation after the first bigger deviation. But for now, as you guys can see, our trades are not looking too hot. Once again, the market is correcting and the market is very slow, very choppy. Altcoins are slowly bleeding once again after providing a decent bounce. And we can see that Near is getting closer to our first and also potential 2nd entry point. So that has been worth the wait. But I'm also entering a potential very risky scalp long position on Bitcoin. So this is the scalp long position that I've just entered on Bitcoin, which is around entry right now. Why did I do this? Bitcoin is exactly following my plan from the weekly outlook. It did indeed go and fill that 50% wick fill level. Now after filling that 50% wick fill level that I've marked out over here, as you can see with that white line, we can see that Bitcoin formed a local liquidity sweep, and that local liquidity sweep resulted into a break of structure to the upside over here on the 5-minute time frame. We did not only break structure, we broke structure with an impulsive move, and that impulsive move on the 15-minute time frame, we can see we displaced over here above this previous bearish fair value gap, right? And that is indicating that the bulls are potentially trying to regain control again. Now that in confluence with the 50% wick flow level, it is a very risky scalp position, guys. But I'm only risking $5. If we're looking at the take profit targets, the first take profit target offers an RR of 3, the second one offers an RR of 7.76, and the third one offers a massive RR of 14.73. So it's a very risky position, but I'm risking very low on this, and I think it could potentially be worth the risk. The chances of getting stopped out are 50-50. Usually I wait for our one confirmation, but according to my system, this could be a potential play as well. I'm taking a bit of a risk as well over here. Why? Market is super boring as well, and only risking $5 isn't going to make us broke, but potentially getting a 14 RR trade. If my plan does play out, not going to make us rich, it's definitely going to potentially offer us some potential beautiful profits. So right now, a bit of a sketchy position once again, just like last episode. It's not really going the way that I wanted to, but I'm still sharing everything with you guys in a very transparent way. Let's see if we can get out of this tricky position over here. Let's see if the market hopefully does provide us with a bounce, or maybe we are going to get a flash crash and we are going to get completely wrecked and we are going to go on a nice little losing streak. It's part of the game. I simply stick to my system no matter what. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work the way that I want it to, and I know that over time it will make me consistent profits. Let's see how these trades plays out. Okay guys, unfortunately the Bitcoin scalp long position got stopped out, as you guys can see over here, for a $6 realized loss over here. We can also see that if we scroll upwards, that we also got stopped out for the Phantom long position over here for $22.41. As we can see, Phantom literally stopped us out to the cent accuracy and then bounced and is now in nice profits, which is part of the game, guys. On the other hand, NEAR is running absolutely beautiful, and I've tied in my stop loss to the most recent local low over here, and it's close to the first take profit target on my main account. But on the challenge account, I will let this trade run. I'm not going to shave partial profits because I have high conviction potentially that the bottom might be in on the market and that Bitcoin, Ethereum and altcoins are going to run much higher. So instead of looking to take profit, I would much rather wait for a pullback to potentially add even more margin to the position, since we already mitigated the risk by tightening the stop loss to the local low. And also, FED is running really well. We can see that over here, FED did come really close to our stop loss, right? We tighten it even more to the local low right now. But so far, we have reclaimed the range low. We have a first deviation being followed up by a potential second smaller deviation. And as long as the range low holds, as long as this local low of that invalidation of the deviation holds over here, we should expect a push towards the mid-range liquidity pool, first take profit target on my main account, and the second liquidity pool around the range high, which is the second take profit target on my main account. But just like for NEAR, also for FED, guys, I'm going to let this trade run. I would much rather wait for a pullback, potentially add to the position tomorrow or later on this week, potentially compound profits along the way up, since we already tightened the stop loss. So far we can see that FED and NEAR, guys, are both running in nice profits. FED is running in $15 unrealized gain and NEAR is running in a $13 unrealized gain. The account is worth about $640, and I'm looking to add 1 or 2 more positions very soon, so stay tuned. To end off today's episode, I'm going to be providing you guys with 2 fresh trade signals that you guys can probably still follow whenever you guys are watching this episode tomorrow. The first one being our add-on orders for our current NEAR long trade. We tightened our stop loss from this low all the way to this low. So we already mitigated our risk to a potential risk-free trade. So what am I doing? While my main account, the first take profit target over here has been hit, I haven't closed anything on a challenge account yet because I have quite strong conviction that this price could run high and I want to take some extra risk here. So I'm going to add another $7.50 risk to the position over here with the same invalidation. And if the price makes an even deeper pullback towards the golden pocket, I'm going to add another $0.5 risk to the current trade. What we can see on the daily, why I'm so bullish on NIR, is that we invalidated the first previous bearish fair value gap over here, called a daily inversion, and we have another previous bearish daily fair value gap over here, also turning into a daily inversion, which is aligning with the golden pocket for a potential beautiful second entry. So what I'm expecting is that we took out the liquidity above the mid-range, which can cause a bit of a correction over here, and then eventually, hopefully, we're going to run it up higher after filling our second and third add-on. Main target remains a range high, which is where we'll close the biggest chunk of this position. So far running nice. Let's move on to the last trade idea of this episode, which is the RNDR long, in which I'm risking $16 on the first entry and I'm risking about $7.5 on the second entry. The first entry, guys, is pretty clean in my opinion. Why? Because over here, look how we swept the high, fake break of structure. We know that the fake break of structure induces people into opening up longs with their stop loss beneath its local low, engineering liquidity. We take out the liquidity, being followed up by a push up, which shifts structure by opening and closing candles above the significant high, that brought us to a fresh low, compared to this low that brought us to that high, giving us a valid break of structure. And I think this perfect retest of the range low level is eventually going to result into a push to the range high and towards new all-time highs. Now I'm hoping for a pullback, I'm hoping for a bit of a flush to hopefully fill our first and second entry before pumping it towards the range high liquidity pool. If you guys want to have a look at this execution, I charted this setup, I identified the support levels, how we are going to execute the setup in our Discord server. If you guys want to join the Discord server, you can find the link in the description down below. Make sure to first join the free section if you guys are interested in multiple live streams a week, multiple trade signals a week, and also the trading challenge signals. Feel free to join the VIP section as well. And then I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.